Hey gang, today we're going to talk about the difference between a cheerleader and a supporter, why you need to identify who those people are in your life really early on, and we're going to take a little tour around the Mirabell Palace in Salzburg, Austria, maybe even go to the world's biggest gnome garden. So if you've ever started a business or undertaken a new job or had a fundraiser or you were trying to raise funds for a charity, there's people in your life that you thought would be there to support you. And typically those are the people that don't. And then there's people on the sidelines that come out of the woodwork and support you at 10x levels. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video today. The difference between those two people, why it can be detrimental to set expectations around who those people are and where you're going to get support in your venture. And then also, how do we find more people that are supporters? We need both, but you only need cheerleaders for a short time. We're going to talk about why. So who are cheerleaders? We'll use my book as an example. Book launches on Tuesday. They are the people who say, oh my God, you're writing a book, that's amazing. People are gonna love that. What's it about? You know, they're all for it. They think you should do it 1000%. And then when Tuesday comes and it's time to buy the book, they say, oh, well, I wasn't gonna buy it. It's just a really great idea. See, that's a cheerleader. If you're running a race, the cheerleaders are the ones who are on the side of the road clapping to make sure you finish the race. They're not the coach who's actually supporting you in the race and giving you the feedback you need to be successful. That's one of the main differences between the two. So next we're going to talk about supporters. So who are supporters? Supporters are the people they're typically quiet. They're on the sideline. When they do offer support, it's constructive. It's, I don't know if that's a good idea, or I'd change this. Not just, oh my God, that's amazing. And the supporters are the ones that when it comes time to actually support whatever the venture is, they're 10x. They're the ones that buy 100 books and give them away to a school or a prison or SBA or something, using the book example again. So they're the ones that run with you in the race. They don't just cheer you on from the sidelines. So that's the big difference. Now the question is, how do we find more of the right people for our situation? Now let me be clear, you need both. You absolutely need both of these people in your life. And the main difference is the cheerleader is the one that's going to give you when an idea is new, when it doesn't have legs yet, and you just need that quick confidence boost. The cheerleader is the one that's going to do that, whether it's a good idea or not. And sometimes that's useful to get a venture, an idea, an invention, whatever it is, to the next level of validation. And then that's where the supporter comes in. So I'm going to give you 7 ways to find the best supporters in your life, because they are ultimately the fuel of your venture. The cheerleaders are the push. The supporters are the fuel. Cheerleaders don't pay the bills. Cheerleaders don't make a foundation work. Cheerleaders are great. They spread the message, but they don't actually continue the venture. They don't let it live. They don't make it healthy. So let's talk about 7 ways to find more supporters in your life. And then also the number 1 way to make sure these people are always around you in any situation. Number 7, values. Identifying who you are, how you want to show up in the world. If you follow $1 Million Flip-Flops and know the waves method, this is the V, so it should sound very familiar. But until you know exactly who you are, it's really hard to find other people who are going to help you reinforce that. And what we like to call that around here is rad self-service. Number 6, join a group or a mastermind. Personally, I'm in 3 different masterminds that I pay a small fortune for every month. They're worth their weight in gold, but just as easy is to find a group. Facebook, Meetup, start one on your own. But once you identify your values, it's the easiest way to surround yourself with people who also think like you and will eventually become supporters. So similar to a mastermind or a group is attend events, go to seminars. I've met so many great people taking courses, especially if they're paid. If someone is willing to invest in something to better themselves or to invest in improving their life in whatever arena is important to you, those are the people that you want to surround yourself with, right? So don't be afraid to attend courses, attend seminars. Most times they're good. And I've always said, if you get 1 nugget of wisdom, I call them nuggetful. It's not a word. If you get 1 nugget of wisdom from anything you do, a book, a seminar, course, then it was probably worth the price of admission. Number 4, volunteer. You know, I've volunteered at a lot of organizations over the years, from Habitat for Humanity to Men's Shelter to Crisis Assistance Ministries, soup kitchens, food banks. And guess who shows up at those places? People who give of their time and their resources. What do we call those people? Supporters. So volunteer. It's number 4, heading into the top 3. If you have been patiently waiting for the world's largest gnome garden, we're heading there now. It is about 1,000 degrees in Salzburg, Austria today, but it'll be nice to hang out in the shade with some giant gnomes. Number 3, be a good listener, an active listener. This might sound a little woo-woo for you, but in professional coaching, there's very little we say in an hour, and you would be amazed if you listen to other people's conversations that they aren't really listening. They're listening to respond. I'm sure you've experienced that. So if you can give someone the gift of being present for them, no matter what it is, for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, a day, typically you're going to find people who are willing to support you, and they don't necessarily know why. They just know that for some reason you're a good person, and it's because you took the time to listen to what they had to say. I promised you gnomes. You've got gnomes. Number 2, be grateful. I talk about this one a lot, but that's it. If you're grateful for the support you already have, you will find more support. And it's just that universal law of attraction, which leads us to number 1, support others. Like anything else in life, when you give, you get back 10x. You give people money, you get more money. You give people your time, they give you their time. You give love, you get love back. And the same thing goes for support and adventure. So when your friends have a business or they have an idea, give them everything you can give them. Don't ask for a discount, give them more. And when the time comes to support your venture, I think you'll find that most of them are going to support you just the way you supported them. So that's all I got for you today. Cheers, guys.